Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo is set to invest in women's basketball through exciting upstart league Unrivaled, which is still hoping Caitlin Clark will take part. Antetokounmpo's venture capital firm, Build Your Legacy Ventures, is backing Unrivaled, the new 3x3 league set to be staged in Miami that was co-founded by WNBA All-Stars Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart. The league, which will pay each of its 36 players a guaranteed $250,000 salary for the 8-week season, will tip off for its inaugural campaign in January. Antetokounmpo joins a growing list of professional athletes entering the venture capital game, including NBA superstar Kevin Durant and tennis icon Serena Williams. Due to the immense amount of wealth being generated by sports stars via earnings, with Antetokounmpo's last two contracts totaling more than $400 million, the path toward venture capital investment has never been clearer. The formation of the Build Your Legacy Ventures Fund will follow on from Antetokounmpo's personal portfolio. He already has stakes in MLB's Milwaukee Brewers and MLS's Nashville SC. This fund is not just about capital, Antetokounmpo said in a statement. It's about forging partnerships and opening my network. The 29-year-old clearly feels the best way to do this is through Unrivaled. On Wednesday, Unrivaled unveiled the majority of the rosters for its 6 teams with 34 of 36 total players announced. The league still has 2 wildcard spots available, and one place was likely reserved for Clark in case she changed her mind. Despite the exciting league leaving a roster spot open for Clark, the Indiana Fever guard reportedly won't be joining in January. According to ESPN, the reigning Rookie of the Year is set to turn down a reported $1 million in order to prioritize rest and escape from the spotlight ahead of her sophomore campaign in 2025. Clark has endured a whirlwind 10 months. She chased and eventually broke the all-time NCAA scoring record while at Iowa before leading the Hawkeyes to the national championship game in March. She was selected by the Fever with the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. Just weeks later led the team to the playoffs for the first time in 8 seasons. As a result, Clark has largely laid low aside from an appearance at the Annika LPGA Pro-Am tournament. When asked by the Indianapolis Star if she had any interest in joining Unrivaled last month, she said, "We'll see. I don't know. Just taking it as it goes, and see if I want to play eventually." Antetokounmpo's 6-9 Bucks sit 10th in the Eastern Conference. The franchise is next in action against the Indiana Pacers in the NBA Cup on Friday, November 22. As the WNBA season wrapped up with the New York Liberty crowned champions, fans are already looking ahead to January, when the 3x3 basketball Unrivaled league would give them another chance to see pro players in action. But the biggest question on everyone's mind was whether Caitlin Clark would join the league. And well, she won't. While Clark's absence is a letdown, another issue has surfaced, further dampening the excitement of the eager fans for the Unrivaled league. The 3x3 Unrivaled League, co-founded by WNBA stars Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, has attracted a mix of seasoned players and rookies, generating much buzz. Recently, several exciting updates, including some major announcements, have come to the surface, too. One such development was the launch of ticket sales, which went live just a few days ago. Fans anticipated this news would be about Caitlin Clark joining the league, as she has the offer open. However, the big reveal turned out to be something else, leaving many disappointed. Despite this, the excitement remained high as ticket sales went live. But the build-up quickly fizzled out when an unexpected twist hit fans. The league's ticket resale prices have skyrocketed, making it difficult for many fans to afford tickets. This sudden price hike has left fans fuming and disappointed once again. This Wednesday, Unrivaled announced the league's schedule was to begin on January 17, along with the launch of general ticket sales. With Caitlin Clark not joining the league, many fans probably expected the tickets to remain available for a while. However, they sold out quickly. But that's not even the worst part. Those tickets are now being resold at significantly higher prices, causing frustration. With the event set to take place in Miami, some fans have labeled the prices as unreasonable, stating they won't make the trip to Miami for the league if tickets remain expensive. Unrivaled is going to miss me in Miami because their prices and resale prices are ridiculous. While someone else said, Unrivaled tickets on resale being so high is crazy. When ticket sales went live on Wednesday, prices ranged from $45 to $60, a reasonable range for most. However, resale prices have skyrocketed, dominating platforms like Ticketmaster, with some tickets listed up to 10 times the original price, even reaching the thousands. Fans have quickly called out the drastic price gap, voicing their frustration over what they see as an unfair practice just moments after the general sale opened. I wish nothing but the worst for resellers. How are you trying to resell an unrivaled ticket for $1,000? And it ain't even courtside. Hell is hot, enjoy, a fan said, voicing their frustration. Not y'all allowing resale for 10x the price literally the day tickets go on general sale. OMFG, don't talk to me, express someone else. With Caitlin Clark still not joining the unrivaled and 2 spots remaining vacant on the 36-participant roster, there's hope that if the reigning Rookie of the Year does enter, it could drive more ticket demand and potentially lower resale prices. One fan shared this sentiment, noting that while they'd love to attend, they're reluctant to pay the high resale prices if Clark isn't involved. Can they not put CC in unrivaled? I want to be able to go to a game without crazy resale prices. As fans await Caitlin Clark's potential involvement, the ticket resale issue remains a major disappointment. Without a resolution, many may even miss out on the unrivaled league, which would obviously be a buzzkill. This WNBA off-season will see the birth of Unrivaled, a new 3-on-3 basketball league, co-founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. A day after it was reported that Caitlin Clark rejected the offer to play, Sports Business Journal reported that Las Vegas Aces star Aka Wilson also said no to play with the new league. While the outlet doesn't specify how much was Wilson offered, it is reportedly even more than the $1 million salary that they offered Clark. The 2024 WNBA MVP opted to focus on rest and recovery during the offseason, which echoes Clark's sentiments. While the Fever expressed no objections to her participation, Clark chose to prioritize her long-term career goals. She may consider joining the league in future seasons, but for now, she will focus on her WNBA commitments, said the outlet. However, if Wilson and Clark change their minds for next season, we already know that they will land either on Phantom Basketball Club or Lunar Owls Basketball Club, which have the 2 wild card slots assigned. Jackie Young, Marina Mabrey, Sato Sabali, Brittany Griner and Tiffany Hayes complete the squad for the Phantom Club. Meanwhile, Lunar Owls roster has Skylar Diggins-Smith, Alicia Gray, league co-founder Nafisa Collier, Natasha Cloud, and Shakira Austin. Despite Clark's and Wilson's absence in the league co-founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, who are also playing, Unrivaled has plenty of interesting talent to showcase. One of them is Chicago Sky's forward Angel Reese, who was one of the first players to confirm her participation. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston and Lexie Hull, both Clark's teammates in the Fever, are also part of the league. All of Unrivaled's games will be played in Miami, beginning January 17. The league will last 8 weeks, and it will be aired on TNT and streamed on Max. Skip Bayless claims that Caitlin Clark is right to skip the unrivaled 3-on-3 league in January after the Indiana Fever star walked with a target on her back throughout her rookie campaign. WNBA stars Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart founded the 3-on-3 league to provide an alternative for women's basketball players who typically play overseas during the off-season to make up for financial gaps. After the promising competition failed to land Clark on their small, yet star-studded, roster, Bayless took to X to express his thoughts on Clark waving off the reportedly massive offer. Good for Caitlin Clark not playing in this new 3-on-3 league, Bayless wrote. After all the jealousy and resentment she felt last season, all the cheap shots and bullying attempts, she made a late-season run at MVP. She's the reason WNBA popularity exploded last season. She doesn't need 3-on-3, he continued. After getting drafted by the Fever with the number 1 overall pick, Clark became a catalyst in the WNBA's popularity soaring to unprecedented heights. Upon her entry, the league saw records broken for both attendance and viewership numbers. However, Clark was also on the receiving end of welcome to the league moments early into the season. The most infamous incident was when she got body-checked by veteran guard Chinity Carter in her first game against college rival Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Clark got hit with 5 flagrant fouls and a handful of close calls. 4 of the 5 flagrant fouls were committed by the Sky. Nonetheless, Clark took care of business on the court, leading Indiana to their first playoff appearance since 2016. While the Fever got swept by Connecticut in the first round, Clark won the WNBA Rookie of the Year and made a run for the MVP award to cap off a spectacular campaign. In October, Front Office Sports reported that Unrivaled offered Clark a lucrative deal similar to what Inter Miami handed Lionel Messi to bring him over to MLS from Europe. Furthermore, several of Clark's friends have already filled roster slots for the league's inaugural season. Namely Fever teammates Aaliyah Boston and Lexie Hull and former Iowa teammate Kate Martin, who was drafted by the Las Vegas Aces this year. After claims of taking her off-season away from the game were followed by hints of her participation, the plans to get her on board ultimately failed to materialize. Unrivaled will be based in Miami, Florida, and its inaugural season will begin in January 2025. The league will feature 30 players from the WNBA and NCAA and have the highest average salaries in women's sports history. On October 16, Unrivaled announced a multi-year media rights deal with TNT. Games will also be available on Max and True TV. Caitlin Clark has shared an update on her off-season plans following hints that the WNBA star could join Unrivaled. The Fever guard is fresh from her Rookie of the Year season, becoming only the fifth debutante to make the All-WNBA team. It has been a hectic couple of years for Clark, who was almost immediately drafted to Indiana at the end of her record-breaking college career with the Iowa Hawkeyes, despite backlash from experts and fans. Clark, 22, insisted she would take time away from the basketball court and recently competed in the Annika Pro-Am golf tournament. While there has been plenty of speculation that she could join the inaugural Unrivaled 3v3 basketball league, Clark made a different announcement on Tuesday. The Fever star is set to be the featured guest at the Women's Sports Awards, which will take place on February 4 at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. An event organized by Win4KC, it is described as the nation's largest luncheon celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day, and Clark shared her excitement about being involved. Sports have played a pivotal role in my life, helping develop critical skills like teamwork, resiliency and confidence that serve me on and off the court, Clark said. Win4KC are incredible champions for creating opportunity for girls and women through sports, and I'm excited to join them to celebrate those that are making an impact. It may not be the Unrivaled news many fans have hoped for, but the wait is almost over. The team selection will occur from 11 to 11:22 a.m. on Wednesday, which could be a potential nod to Clark's jersey number. She has reportedly been offered $1 million, substantially more than her $76,535 rookie salary. Having initially said she planned to play golf after the Fever's playoff loss, Clark was asked about possibly joining Unrivaled earlier this month. "We'll see," Clark told Indy Star. "I don't know. Just taking it as it goes, and see if I want to play eventually." The new league was created by WNBA icons Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart to keep players competing in the USA during the off-season. Each player is guaranteed a $250,000 salary for the 8-week season. While several stars have signed up, Unrivaled president Alex Basil admitted the organization had saved a space for Clark. "We're not applying a full court press the way people think. We are letting her decompress from basketball," he told Sportico. "She knows that we have a spot for her when she's ready. We have an obligation to continuously add the best of the best wherever we can." Expanding from 30 to 36 players, 2 spots remain on the roster ahead of the season starting on January 17. The Fever's Aaliyah Boston and Lexie Hull have already signed up, as well as Clark's former Hawkeyes teammate Kate Martin. Chicago Sky star Angel Reese took the WNBA by storm in year 1. She and fellow rookie Caitlin Clark brought millions of new fans and were all-stars in year 1. Clark is one of the most popular basketball players in the world and has drawn plenty of speculation about her participation in Unrivaled. Most are eager to see her compete, but those rumors were put to bed on November 20. The league still has the final 2 players to announce after setting their roster for the inaugural season. It won't be Clark, but there is plenty of firepower. Unrivaled was founded by Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart. It is 3-on-3 with the players owning equity in the league. They have a TV deal and a chance to take off. Fans are eager to see Angel Reese's improvements, but how can they watch her in Unrivaled? Here are all the specifics on tuning into the new league. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark and Las Vegas Aces center A'ja Wilson were invited to join Unrivaled, but both turned down the opportunity to play in the 3-on-3 league founded by their peers. Now, more details about Unrivaled's reported offer to the two players have emerged, causing some interesting discussion online. Previously, it was rumored that Clark was offered over $1 million, including an equity stake in the league, to take part in the new competition. According to Sports Business Journal, in the wake of the two players passing on the chance to take part in the inaugural season of the league, Unrivaled reportedly offered more money to the Aces star than the Fever guard. I believe they did offer more than Clark, because I know what they offered A'ja, a source close to Wilson told Sports Business Journal. They have a lot of money, and they offered her a lot of money. And I was even just like, oh, you sure you don't want to do this? But I also understand she really values her off-season. And that's where she has risen her game. If you haven't noticed, she's come back with adding something in her game every season. And that's where it happens is in the off-season. For what it's worth, it's unknown what Unrivaled offered to both Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson in a bid to convince them. Regardless, however, the new bit of information about the alleged difference in their potential monetary pay had fans buzzing. Several fans cannot believe that that would be the case, especially considering the popularity of Clark. Nobody is getting more than Clark lol, a commenter wrote on the Sports Business Journal post. Another one shared, I didn't see the guy who runs Unrivaled on that one podcast even mention A'ja when talking about the league. All he talked about was making it a priority to sign CC. I think A'ja's name was mentioned much when talking about the league. Just that she said no and everyone said okay. The insecurity on one side is getting so weird lol, a social media user added. A critic further stated, we literally got ESPN push notifications about Clark not joining yesterday. A'ja hasn't even been a footnote. But sure. No agenda here. Just a wildly biased quote given by her own circle who have admittedly zero intel on Clark's offer. I think it's more likely she didn't join because she wanted more than what they were offering Clark and they said nah, a fifth follower theorized. Another one echoed the same sentiment, noting, there's absolutely no way on this green earth that Wilson was offered more. The more likely scenario is that her team probably asked for whatever CC was offered or more, and they wouldn't do it. Until perhaps CC turned it down. By then AW said hell no, in offense.